Hey, what's up, guys? We're back with another video. So today what we're going to be talking about is risk management. Risk management is huge and it is key. It is probably the most important aspect of your trading apart from clicking the button. Okay, you need to know what you're risking every single trade. If you do not know what you are risking every single trade, you are gambling, you are not trading. Okay, you're trying to come up with some quick cash, not establish a consistent income stream. Okay, because with this, it's going to compound over time. It's going to be a consistent income stream. Okay. This is something that you work at every day, and you will see those gains compound. So when you practice the correct risk management, and you only risk 1% per trade, right? Now, if you have a $100 account, and you're trying to risk 1% per trade and follow a compound plan, that's going to be difficult. Smaller accounts are usually difficult to work with, and that's why we work with proprietary firms, prop firms, because you can take that $100 account and turn it into a 10K account, and then it makes more sense, right? You're working with $10,000. So when you are practicing risk management, the best place to do it is right here, right on the MetaTrader screen itself. So if I think that the market's going to go down, it's a sell stop. Let's go ahead and look over here. We got about 50 grand. So I know that my risk should not be any more, right, than 1% of my account. So if I go here, I'm not even risking 0.1. I'm not even risking $50. So what can we do? We can increase our lot until we are at that 1% mark, Or you can do what I do. I like to risk 0.5% per trade. I don't even like risking a whole percent. I don't like doing that. That's me. That's my risk tolerance. I do not like to risk a bunch of my account unnecessarily, right? So we got 0.5%. And say we target, 500. That's a 1 to 2, right? So we'd be getting 1% for 0.5%. If it was 1%, we'd get 2%. You see what I'm saying? So this is how you manage your trade. And you always want to make sure that your risk to reward is positive. You don't want to have a $10,000 account risking $100 and then you go from risking that $100 on that one trade to, oh, well, let me just move my stop loss here. Let me just move this here. No, when you set it, you forget it. When you set it, you forget it. Because if you go in and, you're half an hour up, market starts to come back and reverse on you. You're afraid of it hitting your stop loss because you don't want to be wrong. Okay? And so what you do, because you're afraid of it hitting your stop loss and you don't want to be wrong, you move it. Oh, let me go ahead, just couple points right here. I'll just click it, modify it, click it, modify it. No, that is not your plan. Your risk management should be based off of your rules and your plan, and that's the way that it should go. So you always want to, when you have a risk to reward ratio, you want it to be positive, right? If you're risking 1% and when you hit TP, take profit, you need to get at least 2 to 3% when you get that. You do not want to be risking 1% and then TP at 0.5. Right? The reason I'm saying this is because if you keep a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, a 1 to 3 RR right here, you keep this, I'll show you exactly what is going to happen, right? So let's say that you as a trader, you win half of the time, right? You only win 50% of your trades. And that sounds terrible, right? It sounds terrible to only win 50% of your trades, right? Oh, you're not winning, you're not making money. You only win half the time. It's a coin flip. You're gambling. No. Let me explain to you how the numbers work, right? So if you have a 50% win rate, okay, and let's say you take a total of, we'll use a small sample size, 10 trades, right? And you're winning 5 and you're losing 5. So let's say you go ahead and you automatically lose your losers off rip, right? So -5, boom. You got 5 trades left. Okay. So you know that you're down 5%. You know that you're down 5%, right? Well, let's be realistic, okay? Let's say that all of these hit for 1 to 2. They don't hit for 1 to 3. They hit for 1 to 2. You go from being down 5% over to being up 5%. You see what I'm saying? If it was 3 that it had hit for your 1 to 3, instead of a 1 to 2, you would be up 15. You'd be up an additional 10%. Do you see what I'm saying? So your risk to reward is key. It's important in your risk management. You don't want to just be targeting dollar amounts. You want to think in terms of percentages because they compound, right? You got 1% of 50K is 500. 1% of 50.5 is, 505. And it just keeps going up and up and up and up. It compounds, So that's why you want to have proper risk management. Risk management is huge. If you do not have proper risk management, like if you tell me, hey man, I'm having some problems, I'm losing some trades, and I say, okay, well let's look at your plan. Let's look at what you got going on for the day, right? Let's look at your plan. And we take a look at that plan and we see that you're not following your risk to reward ratios that you've set in your plan, in your rules. You're not following your parameters. You're adjusting your stop loss, trimming profits all the time. You cannot do that, okay? You have to remain consistent. You have to remain consistent, okay? Have to. And you should never risk more than 1%. Never risk more than 1%. That's max, right? So this is how you structure it. Right? You want to increase your discipline. This is how you structure it. This is how many losses per day, how many wins per day that you allow yourself to have. 2. So if you do go ahead and you lose your first trade, you're down 1%, you're going to decrease your risk to 0.5%. Okay. So that way, if you lose, you're only down 1.5%. And if you're taking an FTMO challenge, you know that this 0.5% is going to matter. It'll make or break your challenge. Your wins, you got 3%. Quit for the day, man. You got 3%. If you hit a 1-to-1, you want to see if you can get that 2% gain, go ahead. But if you are taking more than 2 trades a day, if you're taking more than this, you are over trading. It looks like shit, doesn't it? There we go. You're over trading if you're taking more than 2 trades a day. If you win and then lose, stop for the day. Okay? Stop for the day. If you win and then lose, stop for the day. If you lose and then win, stop for the day. It does not matter. 2 trades and done. 2 and done. Okay? 2 and done. You stop for the day. All right? And that's risk management. That's risk management in a nutshell. 1%, 2 trades a day. Don't go over more than that. That's how you create a good plan. So if you guys got any questions about it, please hit me up. If you need to develop a risk management plan that's right for you and your risk tolerance, hit me up. We'll go over it and we'll craft one. Until next time, peace.